Hello all sentient beings and welcome to the Transmissions Podcast, where we talk all Hasbro, Takara, and third-party Transformers! On this fabulous episode of Transmissions, we get an early look at Zeta Toys' Movie Bumblebee. DNA Design is giving us an upgrade kit for Studio Series Ironhide, and we steal a look at War For Cybertron Siege, Starscream and Soundwave. Today is Wednesday, February 27th, 2019, and this is episode 318 of Transmissions.
Welcome to Transmissions, the podcast that's declared a state of emergency and will acquire the funds to attend TF Nation by any means necessary. I'm your host, Charles, aka Big C, and I'm joined by the excellent Transmissions team. Jeremy, aka Yakko.
Someone took their 75% and just ran with it. How you doing?
And Daryl, the Cybertronian Beast.
Hey, I'm back. Again, I'm back.
For the first time.
For the first time, for the last time. Let's talk Transformers.
All right. Welcome back, Daryl. Where have you been for the last few weeks?
I have been on vacation, and then my daughter had a hockey tournament away, so I have been otherwise occupied, yes. So I assume nothing happened. Everything went fairly smooth. Pretty boring around here.
Yeah, just nothing new. Just waiting for Toy Fair.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, so you picked the right time to go on vacation, Daryl.
I knew it.
And by right time, I mean wrong time. But anyway.
I heard Jason on the show. I heard Mike on the show. Yoshi was even on. That's crazy. You guys did a good job without me.
And now never leave us again.
I'll do my best.
All right. Well, let's start the show off as always with thanking our Donatreons, those lovely people who give us money on Patreon and PayPal. You guys are awesome. We don't have anybody new this week. We appreciate all of our Donatreons very much. You guys help us out, help us support the show. And recently, we had some equipment upgrades for Daryl and Jeremy. So thanks for helping make the show better. So hopefully You'll see a marginal improvement in trips to the store this week. We'll see.
You're really setting the bar low. I'm just hoping that the audio matches our lips.
Under promise and over deliver. That's what we got to do.
Yeah, I doubled in size. I went from 6 inches to 12 inches in cable length.
That's not what you're supposed to spend the money on, Daryl.
Equipment. Needed bigger equipment. Longer, bigger, wider. Thicker,
all right, let's move on. If you would like to donate to the show, just go to transmissionspodcast.com/support. We promise we use the money to make the show better, not to make Daryl's equipment better. If you can't donate regularly, but you would still like to help out the show, maybe you want to buy some merchandise from our TeePublic store at transmissionspodcast.com/shop. And there you can buy Transmissions merchandise, but you can also buy any TeePublic merchandise, and we get a little bonus for that. So that'll help us out. All right, so it's the end of February, and we've got a prize to give away. We've got our monthly Toy Hacks $10 gift code drawing. As always, all of our Donatreons are automatically entered in this contest. If you are not a Donatreon, you can still enter. You just need to send an email to contest@transmissionspodcast.com. And in that email, write the subject, Toy Hacks giveaway for the month of whatever month it is. And tell us give us a picture of one of your Transformers toys that you would like to get stickers for. So very easy to enter. You know, if it's a hassle for you, you could just donate to the show and then you get an entry every month. It's very easy. So, Jeremy, is your lovely assistant ready?
Yes.
All right. Can you ask her to give us a number between 1 and 106?
Computer, give me a random number between 1 and 106.
Your random number between 1 and 106 is 52.
Oh no! Oh, the universe is ending! DJ Ronan!
No way. It's over.
The streak is over. This is the apocalypse. This is the end. Shut it down.
Welcome to the final issue of Transmissions. There's going to be no other episodes out except for the one we've already recorded.
Edit point. we're just gonna do it again. We don't want to ruin his night.
If it wouldn't get us kicked off of things like Spotify, we could play some, We Are the Champions, or, other copyrighted music that would just, immediately get us smacked down.
I think didn't DJ Ronan make a deal with the devil that he has immortal life until he wins our Toy Hacks contest? So now, sorry, DJ Ronan.
Well, it's $10 US too, so it's like even more for him.
That's right. And he could just go and drive down to the the storefront and actually pick it up in person, save the shipping.
All right, I'm genuinely happy for you, DJ Ronan. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Enjoy that $10 gift code. You won something. You are a winner. All right. That's exciting. I don't know if I can go on with the rest of the show. Oh, wow. All right. Let's get on and go into some toy news. We're gonna switch the format up a little bit because, Daryl, you were not here for Toy Fair, so we need to know what your reactions were for Toy Fair 2019.
Oh, okay. Well, first of all, I really thought that the Ectotron, I thought that was really cool and fun. Regardless of the fact that there's going to be an accompanying comic, I like the toy. I think it's a really fun idea, and I really hope that they do others like it. I think to continue doing stuff like this, they definitely have to use like what they did with a remold, because it's a heavy remold, but it's still a remold of the like that Voyager hotspot. I think that if they're going to continue it, they have to keep doing stuff like that and kind of heavily remold some other figures. I love the box art on it. I love the idea of it. I don't care that it's not an established character. I think that actually makes it better.
Yep. Did you see the tech specs?
With the ghost busting ability and stuff like that on there. Yeah, I thought that was fun. I love it. I think it's great, and I really hope to get one myself. As we were talking about before, it's a GameStop and EB Games exclusive here in Canada. So I tried to order one online. There was some kind of issue with my credit card, so I'm gonna go and just pop into a store and pre-order it there.
You did just get back from vacation.
I did. So maybe it's they cut my credit card up or something like that. I don't know. But I'll figure it out. But yeah, I really do want to pre-order one, and I do have a membership right now because I did buy my Ultra Magnus, my Siege Ultra Magnus from EB Games, so I did get their membership to save a couple bucks. So I'm really going to take advantage of this membership for the year and see if I can make that $15 pay for itself. The rest of the stuff, so we knew about. I think we knew about like 90% of it. So we knew about Omega Supreme, which I think looks gorgeous, and I really want one. I've been getting all the Titans ever since they started coming out, so I think Omega Supreme, I think he looks awesome, and I really hope to have him standing face to face with Devastator, because that's like they're the pair that always seem to fight each other. Who else? I need to bring up the list.
You have the Siege Jetfire.
The Jetfire, yes. So that was the big surprise. I absolutely love that design. I think it's great, and I think that's exactly what Hasbro has to do, because it, first of all, Fans Toys did a Jetfire that's also quite big and looks very similar, but costs, 4 times as much. A lot of people bought it. A lot of collectors bought it because it's really quite nice. But Hasbro's coming out with this one now, and it's going to be about the same size, but much cheaper. And sure, they're coming up with this new size class for it, but it looks really good. I hope that it's sturdy and heavy, and But I really, really like it. As a fan of Jetfire as well, myself, I'm probably going to pick it up. A lot of people also were talking about this new size class, saying, oh, this brand new size class, new price point. New price point is right, but the size class, Commander class actually existed before, but it was small.
It was the Cyberverse Commander class, right? That's
right. Yes. So that's all I've heard people talking about. Oh, this new size class. And it existed before. It's just it wasn't big. They've used Commander class before. The first look at the Optimus Prime with the armor from Cybertron, they're calling him Galaxy Upgrade Kit or whatever. He looks really good too. He looks fun. He's going to be damn expensive, but he looks fun. The the Mirage and the Impactor, I think look great. I agree with everyone with regards to Mirage in the fact that there's no way in hell he's a Cybertronian vehicle. He's just a F1 car. But Impactor looks interesting. Yeah, his legs are gappy, but he's also bigger, right? So they're using the plastic in other places. I like Impactor's tank mode. He's definitely a little different. He looks a little squished in from the sides. It's hard because there's so many tanks. So how do you make them look different, right? So you got to come up with kind of different ways to do things. And he looks okay. I've been trying to think about other figures, other characters that he could become because it's a new design, but I can't really think of any, and definitely not a tank in that sort of look. So we'll see. I'm sure they'll use it for something. Thundercracker, it's a Seeker. No big whoop. Still not fond of the way the back looks because you can see the chest of the figure on the back. This Springer, I love the Springer. I absolutely love the Springer. The alt modes are exactly what the original Springer's alt modes were. They're garbage vehicles. There's no way in hell they'd work in a physical world. They become the figure. That's what the original toy did, and they were these bonkers helicopter and a crazy looking car, and that's what Springer is. He's probably the most Cybertronian vehicle that they've done. And then the robot mode looks just great. It looks fantastic. I've not been a big fan of the weaponizers or the target masters, but this Smashdown is pretty damn cool. I like him. Trying to think of the other stuff that they showed off. The BotBots are fun. They're going to continue to be just kind of fun little impulse buys if you find them in the stores. Cyberverse looks neat. Studio Series, I'm definitely off the movie stuff. There's been a couple times when I've been in stores and I've seen some of the movie stuff, and I'm like, you know what, that'd be kind of fun to mess with. And then I just kind of have to pull myself back and realize and just tell myself, you're done. You're done with movie stuff and let it just be. The only exception I might make will be this the G1 Optimus from the Bumblebee movie, because it just looks cool. But I guess looking at these pictures here, the Ectotron is in Studio Series, but I'm not going to count that. That's a cool figure. Did anything kind of catch your guys' eyes that you want my specific opinion on?
What do you think of the G1 homages for the Siege stuff?
Oh, I like them. I think they're doing a good job with it.
Well, no, I'm talking about they're going to have a line of ones without the splatter paint and with the cell shading and stuff.
I look at that as a variant. So sometimes you'd come across a figure in a store that's got like a different head or something didn't get painted quite right. And that's what I'd look at for these. If it's specifically going to be a new wave that's kind of like they're trying to double dip on the same figures, then everyday customer, the ones that are buying them, the mom and pop or grandma and grandpa that are buying them for the kids or the kids themselves will not give two shits which version they get. But it's for the collectors who have already bought Wave 1 and will see a version of Optimus or Megatron and think, you know what, I could not get the damage off or the paint splatter. I really want another version, and they'll go in and get it. It's kind of annoying for me. I don't have a need to replace them. I've had some success with getting some of the damage off with alcohol. Some of the stuff's a little harder in the detailing, the surface detailing of the figures. But other than that, I really don't care that much. It's not going to be a big deal. But I can see that it's a different way to kind of double dip on the same figure without actually coming up with a new character for the mold.
Mm-hmm. For me, I'm just like, I'm going to wait for these.
Well, there you go. For me, I mean, I've already got the entire Wave 1, right?
Well, yeah, you got that good deal.
So I did. I got a really good deal on as Hasbro Toy Shop was dying. So it's not a big issue for me. If this is going to be an ongoing thing, you know, for a figure that's a really white figure like the Jetfire or Prowl or Red Alert coming out, if this is going to be ongoing, then I might wait if that's something I'm looking for. If it's not, you know, then I better get really good at taking it off because I'm going to want that Jetfire. And if he's going to be covered in this paint, the splatter, then I want to be able to get it off without damaging the rest of it.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Did you? What did you think of the Cyberverse stuff?
The Cyberverse, I've really liked the show. I've been avoiding the toys in the same vein as the movies toys, just because I don't have the space nor the budget to buy everything anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I do like the idea of this stuff kind of combining, like Optimus and the Ark. It's bonkers, but it's kind of fun.
Mm-hmm.
The toys have been a really good continuation from the last RID line, where they're really good toys. You know, I'm not talking about the little ones. I'm talking about the warrior class stuff and up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they've been solid, they've been durable, and they've
so
had.
If you actually want to play with your toys,
exactly. Yeah, they've been a fun toy to mess with, and they've had if they're going to have a gimmick, they've had one that's worked well. All in all, the ones that they're announcing here, I like. This Prime. I can't remember what they were called. The Spark Eater? No, not the Spark Eater.
The Scraplet.
Scraplet, yes, that thing. Those things look great.
Looks so adorably vicious.
Yeah. If there was a way to get like half a dozen to a dozen of them, that'd be awesome. I'm sure you'd have to buy a whole bunch of figures you really don't want that many of. All in all, I think this line is really good. It's not, you know, it's aimed at a different age group, right? So it's not a collector line. If you want one or two figures, then go for it. But, you know, don't expect Siege quality stuff from the Cyberverse line.
What did you think of the Sharkticons and Skybite?
I like them. They're fun.
Yeah.
Skybite's got his own little twisty arm gimmick thing going on. His shark mode looks cartoony, which you would expect. The Sharkticon looks remarkably like the one we got from the last line, but he does transform a little differently. And he's got this little twisting hip action thing. So they've all got their little gimmick, but they act and work well together.
All right. Well, thanks for giving us the rundown. We missed your unique perspective at during the Toy Fair discussion. So glad we got to hear from you.
No problem. Well, I brought something to the show this week to discuss, though. If you want, I did have one toy topic.
Be our guest.
I wanted to talk about the Zeta Toys Zeta V ZV01 Pioneer Bumblebee movie Volkswagen Beetle Bumblebee, and I believe this is a small one, not a very big one. I'm just trying to double check here with the article. Oh no, it's 18 centimeters tall. There you go. It's big. Yeah. So, but it's got die cast, and it's going after that Bumblebee movie look. So it seems to be a pretty clean design. The back looks decent. We don't have any shots of the alt mode, but all in all, it seems to have everything that the movie figure has there. It's just prototype images, so, you know, no color. But anybody interested in a Bumblebee movie? Bumblebee?
I mean, it does look good. I mean, in terms of it also has the battle mask, I guess. I don't know if that means there's going to be multiple heads or if there's like a removable piece or something.
I think it just sticks on. That's what it looks like.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I guess the same is for the gun arm too.
Yes.
Which is cool.
Looks like it just plugs over the hand.
For me, you know, I'm definitely more of a G1 sensibility person, so I'm not interested in like even. I mean, the Bumblebee movie is a departure from the Bay movie aesthetic, but I still prefer good old G1. So.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, if you're if you're looking for I definitely think this is a better representation like of the movie rendering than the official Bumblebee toys. So if you want that, I think this is a good option.
It definitely seems a little smoother, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think this is a good mix of what we saw on the movie screen and kind of a more cartoony look to it. I mean, it's not G1 by any stretch, but it's not exactly what we saw on the screen either. It's kind of a more rounded, smooth look to what was already more rounded than the Bayverse movies. I think this is a nice looking figure. I like the hammer that they include. That's kind of like a spiky hammer, but I think that's nice. I like how you get the two different kinds of swords. One's kind of serrated. I think if you're into the movie toys, I think this is something you should definitely look at. It's probably going to be a really nice figure.
Yeah, cool. Well, that's just a quick little one that I brought to the show this week. Jeremy, what do you got?
I have, first thing is an upgrade kit by DNA Design. This DK10 Studio Series Ironhide upgrade kit. This looks like it comes with a foldable bumper, parts to give it new feet with ankle articulation, extra rifles, extra knives, and the weapons can actually be used in robot or vehicle mode. It does require you, it says that to replace the bumper, you'd have to take out a metal pin, but it includes a pin puncher to help you do that. So that's really cool. And I think this is just to make it look more like the movie, an even already accurate toy, particularly with the bumper. These upgrade kits always intrigue me. Daryl, what do you think? I know you just said you're out of the movie toys.
I am, but I've always really liked the upgrade kits because the company like Hasbro can only do so much with a mass-produced toy. I have no problems with them being limited. They're limited by a lot of things. They have
to live by safety laws.
Exactly. Safety standards are a big thing. So if you as a grown, adult want a figure with more sharp edges, guns and knives and all kinds of crazy crap, then, this is the kind of shit that I would do with mine. Whether or not I like this figure or not, which I'm not really fond of, but the look of it is pretty damn cool. It adds a whole bunch of other edges and stuff to it. And that I like. I like that a lot. The question is as a robot of metal, what does he need two knives for?
Right. Especially really human looking knives.
They're very human looking knives. Yeah. I'm seeing these and I'm thinking, what in the entire planet of Cybertron would he need these two knives to cut through?
It fits in with the whole Bayverse mentality,
I guess. Yeah. Ridiculous. I like it. I think it looks good. Not my particular cup of tea, but then again, but if I were to get the Studio Series Ironhide, I'd be all over this thing.
Charles, what do you think of this?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really a big fan of this Ironhide design, and the upgrade kit. I mean, I guess the cannons look cool, but the upgrade kit is not doing a whole lot for me. Great for the youngins who where 2007 was their G1. They can enjoy this, but not for me.
Well, I got one more thing. I think we talked about this a while back, but we have box art now, so I wanted to bring it up again. Takara is releasing under their Legends line LGEX Big Blue Convoy, and this is a blue big convoy that was formerly a Lucky Draw prize figure, and they've made a few changes, but it's essentially it's a blue woolly mammoth. That's what Big Convoy was. Years ago, Fun Pub released a version of this for the Collectors Club. It's a really neat figure. It is kind of shelf-formery, but it's a fun figure to play with. The trunk of the mammoth actually is a softer rubber, so that's neat. I don't think either of you, or Daryl, I think you might have had the Big Convoy.
I do not.
You do not. So do you think this is something you're going to target?
it's one of those figures that I've always kind of wanted because of its just kind of obscure awesomeness. I don't know whether I don't want the blue version. I'd want the regular version. But it's a really cool looking figure. So yeah, if I can find this thing in the wilds for a decent price, albeit the regular colors, I'd be tempted to get it. Yeah.
Cool. Charles, I don't think you've ever had it. But...
No. I do. Yeah, I do remember when you were subscribing to the figure service. You got the Ultra Mammoth version. No, I've never messed around with this figure. I mean, I think it's a curiosity for me. It'd be cool to mess with, but I probably wouldn't seek it out. If I saw it at a convention and it was like a pretty good price, I might be tempted. But otherwise, I probably won't go looking for this one.
All right. Well, it'll be coming out soon, I'm sure. Places like Big Bad Toy Store will have it for people that are interested. And like I said, it is a fun figure to play with. But that is all I got this week. Charles, what do you got?
All right. So I have some War for Cybertron Siege news. This is coming right after Toy Fair. We've got a few little tidbits of rumors of upcoming toys. So we already talked, I think, last week about a speculation that rumors that there's a leader class Astrotrain on the horizon. And there's a website, this website, commandstore.ca or cmdstore.ca, has some listings of different figures, and Astrotrain is one of them. But another figure that's listed, which is a big surprise, is Ape Face. So Ape Face is the HorrorCon, one of the two HorrorCon Headmaster Decepticons. It's a triple changing Decepticon that goes from robot to like a jet to an ape, I think. And then the headmaster turns into both a robot head and an ape head. So this was conspicuously absent during the Titans Return toy line, where they did, like, I think almost every year one headmaster except the HorrorCons, at least in the big form. We did get an ape face Titan Master, didn't we? Like a little guy.
Mm-hmm.
But we didn't get a big figure. Looks like this might be on the horizon. We don't have any pictures or anything, so we don't know if this will actually also be a headmaster or just be a figure or even a triple changer. We don't know what it will be, but it's listed there. So keep your eyes out for that. There's also a listing for Barricade, which would be a Decepticon cop car, probably a repaint of the Siege Prowl. I think we've already seen some promotional art with the character of Barricade in the background with the Decepticons. So it's just another additional bit of confirmation of that. So Daryl, is this prospect of an ape face figure exciting for you?
Oh, it's cool, but I just hope that they pick a size class for these guys and kind of stick to it, because I mean, you're talking earlier about Astrotrain being a leader, but we've got Springer, who I believe is a Voyager, isn't he?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so if they're going to do triple changers, then I really wish that they would stick to a size class, because having them all be different size classes bugs me. But if an ape face is cool, I mean, I liked the headmasters. If he comes out as a headmaster, then I'd be really happy. Siege doesn't seem to have headmasters, so we'll see what happens there. But Ape Face is a fun character. It's goofy and fun. So yeah, keep it going.
Well, also the other thing to think about is in the Siege line, it looks like all the leader class Siege toys are basically Voyagers with armor. So if Astrotrain followed that pattern, then he could potentially still be a Voyager with some extra armor bits on top of him.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. Jeremy, what do you think? Is Ape Face a day one purchase for you?
No, I've never been really big into the HorrorCons, but I'm happy that we're getting it since he was left out. I am excited about Astrotrain though. Mm-hmm. Astrotrain was one that, as a kid, my neighbor had Astrotrain and I always wanted it, and I got one of the I think it was the Classics line or something, but I've never had a G1. And I'd be interested to see what they will do with the Siege aesthetic. We probably just have a bunch of gray splatter paint all over it, but I'm excited to see what they do.
All right, and I had one more item in War for Cybertron Siege where we get some very up close, in hand pictures of War for Cybertron Siege Soundwave and Starscream. So this shows all the strengths and weaknesses of these figures. In particular, Soundwave has all that, the battle damage, particularly his, his chest window has all these cracks and dents, got lots of cracks in it. And I still am, this is turning me off on a lot of these figures. Like Soundwave, I think I might still pick up, but I don't know. This is bothering me that they put so much of this battle damage stuff on here. But the other cool thing about Soundwave is that he looks like his arms are articulated enough that he can actually do the pose where his hand is pushing the tab to eject on his shoulder. So that's really cool.
I think I remember seeing that in one of the displays when they first introduced him.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, so we've got confirmation of that here. Although another thing that I noticed is his arms are very hollow. That's another kind of point against it. Yeah, it's a kind of a mixed bag for these Siege figures. We also get a fan transformation mode where he looks kind of like his tape deck from G1. It doesn't look like this is an officially supported mode because things don't really tab in together the way they should. It's nice that you can at least approximate this mode with the figure. Because it is, I think officially it turns into like a spaceship. So this is not the official mode.
I think it looks actually pretty good, that tape deck mode.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just it's a little bit gappy, and the legs don't really line up with the chest. But other than that, it looks good. We also have pictures of Starscream, so we get Starscream from the back and the front in robot mode. And in Tetrajet mode, or I guess no, just robot mode. So I think we've seen Tetrajet mode before. So, but this one lets you see, like, if you turn his back, you see the top of the Tetrajet on his back. In robot mode, the complaints we've had have been when he's in Tetrajet mode and you see the robot chest on the back of the Tetrajet. That's a real big issue. But the robot mode, I think, looks okay. He does have his null rays, so there are enough open holes on his arms where you can put them on his shoulders, or he can hold them in his hands. So that's cool. So Jeremy, getting up close and personal pics of Soundwave and Starscream, what do you think? Has this improved or reduced your opinion of these figures?
It's pretty much what I was expecting. We knew that the back of Starscream was going to be a mess. Mm-hmm. And I don't think you get the figure to look at the back of robot mode. You're either looking at the front or you're having it transformed. Soundwave, I think, looks fine. I like it. I like how they incorporated with his weapons that battery look with at least one of them that the original one had. And even with all the gappiness and stuff, he was going to be someone that I was wanting to pick up.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, these are on par with what I was expecting based on what we've seen with other toys.
Daryl, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree. It's not exactly the best, but it's exactly what I was kind of thinking it was going to be. I agree that Soundwave's chest window kind of looks like a piece of ice that's been skated on like all day. It's a mess. But no, I hope that it gets clean. The problem is it's clear plastic too, so you start putting isopropyl alcohol on it and it starts to cloud up that plastic. So I don't know if you're going to be able to clean that off. Soundwave is Soundwave. That's a definite look for Soundwave. He pulls off the silhouette. Starscream, I don't know, something about Starscream I don't like. The Starscream, a lot of his silhouette has to do with the wings, because they do show, the underside shows on when he's in robot mode, and I really wish that they would fill that in, because it doesn't look very good. The underside, it's all just really gappy. The figure is I don't know, he looks good. He looks Starscreamy, but it's hard with all the damage on him. Like he's got on the forearms as well as the legs, and then on the back of his what would be the top of his wings. So he's got quite a bit of the paint damage on him. And for whatever reason, I think his shoulder pylons, or what the air intakes, whatever you want to call those things, they seem to be too long on these figures. Not that there's anything you can do about them now, but they just, they seem too big. Maybe if they were a smidge shorter. I feel like I'm nitpicking now. It looks like it's a decent figure. It definitely pulls off the Starscream silhouette. It's just a couple nitpicky things that, I don't know, just make it seem off to me. I don't know. Perhaps I just really liked that last, like that Classics mold too much. I don't know. I really liked that Classics mold. It might take something really special for them to replace that for me.
Well, those are my toy topics, so that takes us to the end of the toy section. So let's move on to some trips to the store. This is where we show off all the cool Transformer stuff we got this week. We do this as a video on YouTube, so you can see everything we got in beautiful high definition. But you can also listen to us describe everything in loving detail right here in the podcast, so keep listening. But later on, be sure to pop by our YouTube channel and check out the video. So without further ado, trips to the store. So let's get into some of the stuff we got this week. I'm going to go first because I don't have a lot of stuff. I just have one thing. I have a comic, GoBots number 4, which we are reviewing this week. I picked it up. I am enjoying the story. Daryl is not, but I am. So I'm looking forward to the epic conclusion in another issue in another month. So
epic.
GoBots number 4. All right, Jeremy, over to you. What do you got?
First of all, since you mentioned it, I would like to thank our donatrians. I picked up this partially with funds from the podcast, so thanks for that. I can already tell it's greatly improved. Being able to encode video in hardware, like on a graphics card versus the CPU, is like night and day. But also, a couple weeks ago, my wife took my kid out to get me something for Valentine's Day, and she was trying to push him towards some of the Siege figures, like Sideswipe, which I ended up getting myself. But he was like, Daddy likes Bumblebee, so I got the Bumblebee. What is this called? The Greatest Hits. Because it has the one-step changer, and then the 3 tapes from Titan's Return: Frenzy, Buzzsaw, and Howlback, which is a blue Ravage. And I already had some of the tapes, but I decided I was just going to let him play with it, especially because it's the one-step changer Bumblebee. But I'm going to show it off because I got nothing else. The one-step changer Bumblebee is actually, he's 4.5, so it's perfect for him. That's it. That's all you gotta do. And then to transform it back, and there's a tiny little spring thing that flips it back over. So he loves it. So perfect for his age. I don't know why it's a 6+, I guess, for the other things, but for the kids in like the 4-year-old range, perfect for them. So he's having lots of fun with it.
It might have something to do with the fact that it's a switchblade.
Yeah. Yeah, he does have a blade as one of his arms. Yeah, no articulation other than shoulders at all. Like no waist, just the side of his car. But he loves it, so that's all that really matters. And then the tapes, I've been fiddling with them because he keeps bringing them back. It's like, can you transform this? Can you transform this? We've seen these before. Nothing really special about them.
Frenzy is rare, so that's the first appearance of Frenzy from Titan's Return, because they never released that color.
Well, and the backs of it, whereas the Titan's Return had kind of more of a PDA look to them, These have, I don't know if you can tell, more of a cassette deco. And I've left the Howlback one. His actually it resembles Soundwave in the cassette mode. So I think that's neat. The Laserbeak, I mean, it's just Laserbeak. I mean, and these are all advertised as triple changers because they transform into something else in addition to the cassette mode. None of the modes, except for Frenzy, are really decent. I mean, this is a crappy looking bird. The Ravage is a crappy looking both modes. I mean, you can see on the back of the box here. Frenzy's okay, and we've seen this mold a few times already, but you know, they're fun. They entertain my kid, so you know that's worth it. That's all I got this week.
All right, Daryl, we come to you. So you were on vacation in the Caribbean. Did you find some Toys R Us's down there?
No, I did not. But I had some stuff that I had bought before I left, and then a couple of things I got just after I got back. I did get issue 4 of GoBots. Store ran out of the Scioli cover, even though I'm not a fan of his work. If I'm buying a Scioli book, I might as well get his cover. And I managed to get the worst cover out of all of them. This weird, abstract frickin' cover. It's terrible. Anyway, I got the cover B. But yeah, so I ended up with that. I do have some G1s that I've been picking up. This is something that comes complete because there's no accessories. This is a G1 Ruckus. So he's kind of fun. He has these little guns that pop up over his shoulders. Look at those. That's so awesome. So I got that guy. What else do I got here? Oh, how about this? Been doing some fiddle farting around here with some G1 slags, and I picked up one of these guys that, well, he's kind of rare here in Canada. This is a Canadian slag, red-faced Canadian
Wasn't that
slag.
A podcast?
Yeah, it was. Yeah. So this is the red-faced Canadian slag. This is the original here. See the differences? The original has black legs. The Canadian slag has white legs. It was based on the Diaclone mold a lot more. The red-faced one matches the animation a lot more, so it's a lot more rare. And only appeared in Canada, from what I understand. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, so I found one of these that was really, really, really beat up, and I've been kind of fixing them up and putting them back together and moving some parts around from here and there. And so that's pretty cool. I'm pretty happy with that. Got them on the cheap. And the one thing that I did get before I left, and it's been sitting here waiting to be kind of shown so I can put it away. This is G1 Blaster.
Oh.
In a box.
Wow.
So he's pretty awesome. I've been holding on to this guy at the store for quite a while. He is, from what I can tell, he's only opened on the one side. The box looks worse for wear, but the actual figure inside is still sealed on the card.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so
all no issues with the door and the buttons?
No, it's never been opened. The instructions on the inside are still all wrapped up in the little bag that they came in. So, and it's a Canadian box. You can tell there he is a Autobot Tempo, which actually works.
Yeah.
He's pretty cool. Obviously, there's no damage on the back of the box there. And
are you gonna open it?
No, I'm not. But like I said, the box is in a little bit worse for wear. But he was $24.99 at Zellers, which is a long dead department store here in Canada.
Can I ask what you paid at your shop for it?
It was over $100. So it was probably closer to $150. Wow. So I think it's a good deal. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I've still got some really cool stuff sitting there at the store that I'm waiting to pay off, and hopefully I'll get to that in the next 5 years or so.
I pulled out my reissue blaster today to show my kid, and we had all these, and he wanted to know if there was an Autobot version of Soundwave, and yeah, and it's a fun toy. Oh yeah, my original G1, the door would never say shut.
Yeah, no, it's. I thought about getting this. There's been a lot of talk about the because Soundwave's getting reissued. There's a lot of talk about them reissuing Blaster, and I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna pick this thing up now and bring it back and see what I can do. Well, yeah, it's not a lot I can do with it. Maybe see about getting a new box, but other than that, I mean, it's pretty cool. Wake up, Charles. I'm sorry, right. I'm so boring.
No, I was waiting for another figure.
Nope, I'm all done here. For now, anyway.
All right, well, that'll do it for trips to the store. All right, we're back from our trips to the store, and that'll do it for this week's episode of Transmissions. Thanks, everyone, for watching, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Later.
Hey everyone, thanks for listening to this episode of Transmissions. But just because this episode is over doesn't mean the Transformers fun has to stop. Join us and other Transformers fans on our Discord chat server by visiting transmissionspodcast.com/discord. If you would like to learn more about how you could support the Transmissions Podcast, just visit transmissionspodcast.com/support. Thank you all for listening, and we'll see you again next week.
So it's another thing Canada has us beat on.
Well, I feel bad for you, son. But the second season of Beast Machines is not one of my problems. That's
fail.
That's my
fail. Fail.
Did you need proof that I'm white? There was my proof.
I knew Jay-Z. Jay-Z was a friend of mine. Sir, you are no Jay-Z.
Pardon me, sir, but I have 99 things that bother me. And the second season of Beast Machines is not one of them.
Computer, give me a number. Cancel.
Here's a number between 1 and 10. It's 10.
At that point.